It was the moment caught on camera that helped reignite America's long and bitter debate over race and justice. Unarmed Eric Garner, surrounded by police, choking to death on a New York City sidewalk. The glare of the national spotlight shining on police practices. So tonight, our David Muir has exclusive access to the academy where every member of the NYPD is being retrained.
Tonight, at this very moment, there is training underway at a remote building right here in Queens, New York. No one has been allowed in overnight. No one has been allowed in to see the training. This is the police academy for the NYPD, where they are retraining every officer on the force. 35,000 of them when they're done.
For folks at home, this is about 9 p.m. now.
Correct.
All right, take a seat.
We're taken inside this gym where we see the officers trained on the new takedown methods.
Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in, step, slide, bicep, both at the same time.
All of the moves, avoiding the chokehold.
Slide down, and now we're behind them.
You're training all of these officers to stay away from the neck.
Yes.
And how important is that?
Extremely important.
Important because the nation saw that video, the case of Eric Garner on Staten Island. Who could be heard screaming, "I can't breathe."
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
The police officer was not indicted. 8 months after that incident, we see the new recruits lining the hallways inside. The sun went down hours ago. But the training we're about to witness is for the veterans on the force.
When folks at home say, "Oh, I see them still using the chokehold," what would you say?
It is dangerous, and we don't teach it.
They are taught to go for the elbow, the shoulder, the joints, what's called the armbar hammerlock, to protect themselves and the suspects.
Sir, down the ground. Sir, down the ground, down the ground.
The chokehold was formally banned by the NYPD more than 20 years ago. But many argue it is still being used in parts of this country.
As soon as we cuff, bam, bam, we try to roll them over. Why? We want to promote what? Free breathing. We don't want them to go into positional asphyxia.
Positional asphyxia. What does that mean?
Any sort of compression on the chest.
The officers are trained here right through the night, in 3 shifts, around the clock. We meet the officers from the 2-6, as they call it, the West Harlem precinct. This mother, Officer Priscilla Watley, 14 years on the force, raising 2 boys at home.
Do they worry about you?
They do, but they understand that mom has a job to do.
Do they listen to you at home?
Yes, of course.
And listen to that mother, Officer Watley, and the other officers in a very candid moment, revealing the last time they had this kind of training.
When's the last time you practiced techniques like this?
7 years.
7 years.
3.5?
12 years on.
12 years.
14 and a half.
14 and a half years.
It should be more. It should be done like maybe twice out of the year.
Well, everybody here today is like a volunteer in the street. Nobody's volunteering to go peacefully when these techniques have to be used.
How often are you taught go nowhere near the neck?
There is no neck.
I mean, how difficult is it to expect that it would kick in perfectly?
You never know how you react under stress. Someone doesn't want to be arrested. It never looks pretty.
1, 2, 3.
This was in the works, but there's no question that the Garner case accelerated it.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, in the aftermath of Garner, this training objectives, of course, was accelerated.
They are adamant that the NYPD, now under Commissioner Bill Bratton, had ordered retraining months before the Garner case.
Police officers after the police academy never get any physical training, tactical training after that first academy.
After they walk out of the academy.
After the first 6 months, that's it.
The NYPD is also testing body cams, inviting reporters to show this view of the body cam and what it captures when an officer walks up to a car window. In fact, body cams have already been deployed in Los Angeles, and investigators have said that body cams were being used just days ago during this case. Suspect shot on the street. What we see is the view captured by witnesses. They haven't released the body cam video, but it is being reviewed.
The moment in time that we live in, there's going to be someone on that sidewalk, someone in that neighborhood who's got their phone up and rolling on it.
More than one, yeah, more than one. Cameras are here to stay.
They have already retrained the officers here at the 6-7 precinct in Brooklyn.
Inspector Gulata.
One of the most dangerous precincts in the city. They allow us in, where they get 900 calls a day.
Your officers see some of the toughest stuff in the city.
They do. They absolutely do.
So you say the 6-7 anywhere in the city, and what will officers know?
First they'll say, wow, and then you get a lot of questions, and it's a special place.
Roll call, and we listen in.
They hit elderly victims, so keep an eye on that. We also have youth robberies going on up in Sector Mike and Nora. Have a very safe tour. I'll see you guys out there.
We ride along with Officers Burke and Acevedo. First, the store trying to get rid of the drug dealers, the thieves.
And they've had problems here with people trying to sell drugs?
They know the trouble spots.
So Church and 4-8.
Yeah.
You know this intersection.
Many shootings.
At his post, Officer Akuzu, who acknowledged that the retraining has changed the way he approaches people.
Your first initial interaction with them, how you're going to go about, how you perceive things.
Really?
Yeah.
So for you, it was a bit of a reset.
Yes.
How difficult is it to change perceptions of the police?
I don't even know if you really can change it as a whole. You could just change it one person that I encounter with.
The optician who fixed their glasses after answering calls.
What's going on?
You've helped them out with both of their glasses.
Yes. We go back in after our visit with police.
Without the officers here.
This time without anyone with the NYPD. And we learned that even Carl, who has helped the police, wants tactics changed after Garner.
Outrageous, camera doesn't lie. The police should get more training. The chokehold was dangerous.
And back at the academy, we were there, midnight, as another group walks into room 405.
Today is your first day.
First day students, many of them veteran officers who've been on the streets for years.
Re-earning the public's respect.
How important is that?
I think right now it's the #1 issue in policing in our nation right now.
I'm David Muir for Nightline in New York.